It's Mick the Vic here from Staff's Unit Chaplaincy. I've been thinking today about Mother Teresa's feet. Now, I know that's a strange thing, even for an old priest like me, but apparently her feet were a nightmare. They were all knobbly and bobbly and gnarly and a bit twisted and not a pretty sight at all. And the reason her feet were like that was they used to get donated loads of shoes, and she used to choose for herself the worst pair, and she used to do that so none of the other sisters got the worst pair. So she had a lifetime of having ill-fitting, rubbishy shoes, and they mangled her feet. But actually, I bet when she looked at her feet, they were a trophy and a symbol of love. Her feet were like that for a reason, because she'd made a difference to somebody else. It was an act of love, it was an act of charity, and it cost her something in the making. Isn't it fantastic that the word that we use for charity is a word that means love? The word charity comes from this word, caritas. And if you Google the word caritas, you'll see that it simply means love. When we do our acts of charity, when we do that tough mudder, when we walk up Kilimanjaro, when we shave our eyebrows off or grow a beard or whatever it is, when we do these crazy acts to raise some funds, when we do our charity, we're giving and sharing love. And I think that's a wonderful thought. And when we do these things and they cost us something, doesn't it mean more? About 8 years ago, I was sitting in my office. Someone burst in and they said, I've got this fantastic idea for a joint venture for how we can raise some funds for this particular charity. I said, okay, sister, fire away. She drew me in. She said, here's the idea. You're going to run the Lichfield Half Marathon and I'm going to set up the Just Giving page. That was it. That was the joint venture. I was going to have 3 months of training, covered in snot and flies, sweat in my eyes, my lungs on fire, my calves burning, and they were going to set up the Just Giving page. But actually, I don't mind because it really mattered. It mattered particularly that I gave something myself, gave up my time, felt uncomfortable for about 3 months training, nearly died on the day after 10 miles. I was boiling hot. But it made it all the more special. At the end of my life, when I'm sitting in my rocking chair with my Gandalf pipe, thinking about what I've achieved in this life and the difference I might have made, I'll think about the Lichfield Half Marathon. It matters more because it cost me something. We've heard this week, haven't we, about how our university is sponsoring North Staff's Mind as the charity for the year, and the challenge has gone up to raise some funds for North Staff's Mind and for our Horizon Fund, two great funds that will make a difference to people's lives. People maybe who are struggling with mental health difficulties, or maybe a poor student from a poor background who needs a boost and needs a lift for a venture to get ahead in life, or to help somebody else get ahead in life. We can get involved, we can spread some caritas, we can spread some love, we can make a real difference. I was in a meeting earlier on Teams, and somebody said, why don't we count our steps up between us all and walk around the world? Take about 6 months and 10 miles a day, but they're up for it. I'll give it a go. The challenge has gone out. Let's think of ways that we can do some charity. We can raise some funds. Yes, it might cost us. Yes, we might have to give of ourselves and our time and our energy, but that'll just make it all the more special. It's going to be difficult in these times where we're restricted because of the COVID situation, but let's just see that as another challenge for us to overcome. So I think with your workmates, your colleagues, and your friends, fellow students, whoever they might be, let's think of some fantastic ways that we can come together, get some events going, raise some money, make a real difference in the world, spread some of that Caritas love around. It's Feel Good Friday. You can feel good every day by making a difference, by getting involved.